Alright, we got a new one in the garage. It is a model that we've never done on the channel before. It is a 97 XPL, and this is going to be a restoration build. So let's go over how it looks now and what we're going to do to it. Here is the current state of the new project. Has some goodies on it already. Has beach house sponsons. Nice jet trim cover, which is going to come off, but still cool. Has UMI already with a 3-button holder and a KPVI finger throttle, which is what I use on my skis, so it's a bonus. Those are kind of hard to find. Gel coat overall is pretty decent, but someone did paint the bottom. Now you can't see it from here in the camera, but it is like a dark gray. It's kind of weird. So that's going to get bead blasted off with the soda blaster. I'm going to sand it to 80 grit, and then we're going to gel coat the bottom back to yellow. Gel coat, like I said, on top overall with all the stickers and everything removed will probably turn out really nice. Doesn't have a lot of stress cracks in it right now. Again, somebody did race it, so it had a Spec 2 pipe in it at one time. It has like the water filter inside it, water box regulator, if you can see that. Let me bump the ISO here. Alright, so there's the water box regulator. Water box regulator has been removed, I should say. So that's not there. And the inside, if I can lift this up with one hand, which I probably won't be able to. Let me put the camera down so I can lift this up, show you the inside. Okay, the inside, the classic delamination of the hood must have happened. These two parts are glued in from factory and they separate, so that's all epoxied, and whoever epoxied it filled the entire front, so that hood is heavier than absolute shit. So we need a new hood, which is fine because I have another haul at the boneyard. Like I said, somebody had a Spec 2 in there, that's all melted up, but no engine. Electronics are still in place. Has a rev limiter in the front of it, which is a micro touch, so that's for sale. If anybody is a 97 owner and wants to have a rev limiter put on their ski, send us an email at todayyourwrench.com. I will sell that. Tubes are missing, front and rear, so that's kind of a bummer. Tubes are missing on the hood, kind of a bummer. Somebody drilled the hull for a primer, kind of a bummer. You would have thought that if they were going to install a primer, they would have put it, drilled this out and put it there because they didn't have a choke anymore, but okay. And then instead of putting the DES where it belongs, they drilled the gauge, so kind of a bummer, but I got a couple of those fillers. So I'm going to start stripping this thing down, and then I'm going to set up my table and put all the parts off to the side of what I can use, what needs to be cleaned and whatnot. And then it looks like, you can't tell from this obviously, but it looks like there's a scat prop in there, and the bottom does have a Jet Dynamics intake grate, which is pretty cool because those are kind of hard to find. So like I said, I'm going to start bagging and tagging everything, taking this thing apart so we can get the bottom gel coated and start the restoration process. Alright, so I got the jet pump out and I got the intake grate off. The intake grate is a Innovation Engineering intake grate, which is kind of cool. So if you've never seen it before, it has the scoop, and the way it trails off is supposed to ride the drive shaft to create less cavitation, making it a better intake grate. I know a lot of people talk highly about these. I've used it on the X4 before. Didn't really notice a difference. Maybe it's different for an XPL. I have heard that for XPLs this is probably the best bet. Either that or the R&D surfboard one, which I have both, so I could try both. But it does have a pretty new scat impeller, swirl impeller, so that's cool. Probably gonna be selling this too. I'll figure out what the pitch is, but if anybody's interested in a scat impeller for an XPL or an X4 140 pump, it's for sale. So now that we have the jet pump out, I am going to remove the ride plate, I think, because it's not really sealed that great. Whoever painted the bottom when they put it back together doesn't look too hot underneath. So I think I might remove that and then start stripping the inside out. That's a hell of a seat. Alright, here's the update. I got the inside pretty much stripped out. Completely gutted. For the most part, I'm going to take this heat shield right here off, get that powder coated, take all my straps off, save that. I'm going to powder coat all of the hold down tabs, or ears, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to get a new battery box because that one's pretty shot. So everything's out, tank's out, tank foam's out. Here's how the inside looks. Hood is completely stripped apart. Got the UMI off. Maybe you can see better now, like this entire thing is full of epoxy. It's extremely heavy, heavier than it should be. So that hood's garbage. I'll probably mark out all the UMI markings, maybe make a template, just so it's easy to put in the new one. But for the most part, pretty much gutted, ready to go. I do have another hood, like I said earlier. This top hood over here is pretty decent. I could probably get all that back. I didn't check to see if there's anything. A couple keys. That's cool. I did make sure the MPEM worked, so I'm gonna go with the other MPEM that's in the other ski. So I have a 97 MPEM for sale if anybody needs it. Here's the UMI. I'm gonna blow the UMI apart, pull all the bearings, powder coat it black. Then I'm gonna powder coat the standoffs for the rear engine mounts black. 3-button holder. I have a different button holder, so if anybody is in need of a 3-button billet holder, give me an email at TiggerWrench.com, or I'm sorry, TiggerWrench@gmail.com. A 3-button holder. I'm gonna upgrade the shaft. I'm gonna get the 97.5 and up shaft. It's a little bit thicker. I'm gonna get a new boot because they make these still. Here's the sponsons that were taken off. They're in pretty good shape. All in all, a lot of parts, a lot of shit, and a more pain in the ass puzzle than the next 4, but should turn out good. And like I said before, the gel coat doesn't have a lot of spider cracking. The only spider cracking I found so far is in the footwell right here. I'm not sure you can see it on camera. You can't, but there's 3 spider cracks there, so I'll gouge those out, repair those. I got some billet seat holders, or the brackets, whatever you want to call them, that move up and down. I'm going to do a new shock. Probably not OEM. I see a lot of people doing Fox shocks, so I might give that a whirl. And then I think when we go to gel coat it, there's that 4th sponson hole that I'm going to fill in and gel coat the whole bottom yellow, because I'm going to put the beach houses back on. But here's my mess. Only thing left I have to do that I will do off camera is remove that ride plate, remove the bumpers, and then it's on to sanding and flipping it over, soda blasting it, and then getting it ready for gel coat. Alright, and that'll just about wrap up this first episode of the 97 XP restoration video. Hope you guys like the new model, and as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.